Hey everyone, I'm trying something new. I'm going to start recording some video intros to my blog posts. Figure that'll help me get better about speaking on camera since I'm going to be doing some more videos for the Hello Webbooks stuff, as well as my overall public speaking experience. So this blog post, I want to just give some updates in terms of my shipping and fulfillment and what I do now that I've moved to Canada, because the blog post I've written before was when I was in California, and a lot of things some things have updated, some things haven't. So one thing, I've moved over to Amazon. It's like Amazon Seller Central or Amazon FBA, and that's for selling my books in the US. Now I figured majority of my book orders are going to come from the US, which by the way isn't. It's like 50-50, which is weird. It means I need to do a better job selling to the US. But now that I'm in Canada, I didn't want to ship the books internationally. That would cost a lot of money. So when I moved out of California into Canada, I had to figure out, okay, I need a fulfillment service. And I use Amazon Seller Central now, which has been a pain in the butt to set up. And I really need to do a blog post or videos or something on how I did it, because it didn't exist, or at least the stuff online didn't exist when I was figuring it out. And it was a pain. There was like this brief period which I was using Print Ninja, which was amazing because I had a rep and as a person I can ask questions and be really obnoxious too. And then they were like, nope, we're not doing fulfillment anymore because it's probably a money losing business. So I'm in Amazon. Amazon system is like optimized for big companies, people who are selling like way more books than I am. And so their interface it's like optimized for them instead of me. And so it took me a really long time to figure out how to add my books and how to make orders and how to keep things efficient. I'm still figuring things out. It's really frustrating. But it means that I have a listing on Amazon.com and shows all the book stuff, which right now I'm dealing with some description formatting issues on my books. So again, haven't figured everything out yet. But I have the listing on Amazon.com, and then I can also go into my account and I can say, hey, set a fulfillment order. And that's when people order books through my website. I can take their information and go to Amazon's backend, and then I say, hey, ship this book out, and I pay a fee for that. So that's how I ship my books to US customers, and it's pretty efficient. I regionally wanted to ship my books entirely through Amazon FBA. So if someone orders from, say, the UK, I would be able to use their interface to ship the books international, which is what I did with my old fulfillment service. But Amazon's, I don't know, I can't like choose UPS or FedEx. I'm like stuck with only one shipping option and one shipping speed for when things go international. And when I tried using it for the first couple of times, the books got lost, and it's because they put on a boat, and like 3 months later, Amazon's like, we have no idea where this book is. And I never got any kind of tracking, which I used to with USPS and First Class International, which I miss. So I had to figure out a different Canada and overseas shipping option, which leads myself to the second part of my story, which is working with Canada Post using the EZPost API. I used to use the EZPost when I fulfilled at home. I wrote a little script, which you can find on GitHub, which I'll link in the blog post, that takes a spreadsheet that I format, and I can download that spreadsheet, run my script against it, which uses the EZPost API, and it spits out labels for me, which is awesome. It looks kind of like this. It's kind of a pain because I live in a really small condo, which you can see behind me. I'm in the office, which is a little shoebox, and then there's a kitchen and the living room, and there's a bedroom, and that's practically my entire living space. So I don't have the unfortunate part about fulfilling myself means I have boxes of books, which book right there. I have books just stacked around my house, and I have piles and piles of shipping supplies like these cardboard wraps. It's kind of a pain, but I save money by packing myself, obviously, and my volume isn't high enough that I'm wasting too much time. I spend time in front of the TV just individually packing all my Canadian and overseas books orders. So the problem with Canadian Post is that again, with my experience with USPS, is that I assumed that their ground shipping, like their basic shipping option, would be not terrible. I don't know. So the problem is that I shipped a whole bunch of books for my Kickstarter using the cheapest option. On my fault. Use the cheapest option using the Canadian Post shipping options, not thinking that it was going to take forever. So it's January, and things that I shipped at the end of October are only now reaching Australia, and there's a few that haven't arrived yet. So I fixed it since then. I've discovered that if I do the premium option, I think it costs only like $5 more in terms of shipping costs. So I've started shipping any orders in the last month or so using that more premium option, which means they arrive in like 10 days, not like 4 months. And it's been reshipping a few things that seem to have gotten lost on transit because they went on boats, and apparently that's how books get lost, is by boats. So that's a little bit of update on my system. I would make my life a lot easier if I did only digital stuff or videos or ebooks and not had a physical book. But it's like really fun having, of course, there we go, having a book that I can just like wave around and flip through and all that. And so a lot of these problems in shipping, I'm sorry that some of them affect my Kickstarter backers and people who have supported me and people who are waiting for the books to arrive and they haven't arrived yet. It's a pain in the butt, and I'm sorry. I'm working through the issues. I'm trying to make a very nice, efficient process, being that it's just me, and things should be smoother here on out. So that's my updates. Again, apologies to everyone who's been affected. Thanks to everyone who supported me in the Kickstarter so far, and hopefully to anyone else, I hope you learned something, and I hope I help someone else. All right, see you next time.